For TraderInsight.com, I'm Adrian Manz, and I had a request to put together a RealTIck page for a student, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to put something together that everybody might be able to benefit from, and as such, here we are. So let me show you what I have here. This is an ideal kind of a setup for either a one monitor or a two monitor page. You can simply take what we have here and add it to a group of favorites and then repeat it on as many monitors as you have. You can either just stretch your screen using the handle on the side and stretch it across to another computer monitor, or you can go ahead and detach any of these windows. Now, the way that you detach a window and move it to another monitor is you right click and you say detach window, and that will give you a free floating window that you can move out of the RealTIck desktop and onto another monitor. In my case, I prefer to just stretch these things across, and that makes it just easy for me to drag it across all the monitors that I have, and I don't have to rearrange things. Everything stays organized, and it's easy to access the tools when everything is inside your workspace. If these are free floating charts, you're going to have to click on one of the charts in the workspace before you can go out and work with one of the detached ones. So that's a significant benefit of working with it inside your work area. First off, you can see here this is a 5-minute chart. This is the layout that I like. I like using a white background. I like a black bar. I've got my volume by price data on the right side. I've got my volume by time data down below. I also have it set up to show the pivot lines. So if you go to display attributes, again, that's a right click, and you say show pivot lines and show orders, then what will happen is these lines here, the floor trader pivot lines, will be on the charts, and your orders are also going to be on the charts. So that's a handy feature, because once your orders are on the chart, let's say you've got a stop order in place and you decide it's not really at a level that you wanted it, you can go and drag it to another level and it automatically changes the order in your montage. Now, when I'm talking about the montage, I'm talking about this right here. So what you see here is a level 2 screen. And on this level 2 screen, you have a visual representation of where you can easily get in and out of this stock. So in the case of DGX, what you see is you have liquidity up to about $88.42 on the ask side. It would be very easy to sweep through there and get whatever size order you want off. And on the bid side, if you're looking to sell, the same thing. You can see down a couple levels and you can sort of get an idea for how much order flow is available there. Now, mind you, these might be iceberg orders, these might be hidden orders. If they are, and you decide you need to sell right now, you want to get out of a position, and you shoot down to 88.30, what's going to happen is you'll wind up getting picked up at $88.34. You can also see I've got this order form configured in a way that allows me easy access to a number of things. I've got a bunch of different order destinations in here. All right, so I've got a ton of order routes available that I've requested for my particular platform based on the routing that I like to do. And then we also have the ability to place bracket and conditional orders. So again, a bracket order is going to take care of all the legs of an order that you're putting in. You tell it where you want to get in, you tell it the type of order you want to use to get in, whether that's a market order, a limit order, a stop market, or a stop limit. And then down here, you simply convert this to price, and you can put in your target price, your stop loss price, and 100% if those are the quantities that you want to get out for, or you can scale out if that's something that you're doing in your trading. I don't tend to scale out, but you can. And then when you place that order, all the legs of the order are taken care of. You can also use conditional orders. And with a conditional order, you can have the same opportunity. You can use a price time trigger. So you can say you want to buy Quest if it's trading greater than or equal to, let's say, $88.60. And if it hits $88.60, you want to use a stop limit order to purchase it from 60 cents up to, let's say, 65 cents. And then you've got some conditions in place there. You've got that's called a marketable limit order. So if it's trading at 88.60, your order is going to go live. It's going to try to get you in between 88.60 and 88.65. So nice controls on the order there. And then what you can do for the other legs of the order is use order triggers to get you out. And in that case, you would have DGX be your trigger condition. And then you can put these other legs on the order. Now, I've got a bunch of videos on how to construct those out there. So we're not going to cover the details of that here, but just so that you know, it's there and it is a function that you can use. And it's really nice because your order stays on your machine in this case, as opposed to being exposed to the market. So with a bracket order, your order goes right out to your broker, and with a conditional order, your order is held on your machine until the condition is marketable. Then we have a tab here called OCO. What an OCO order will do for you is, let's say you placed an order just here from your level 2 screen and you said buy at $88.45. And now you would like to have it be a bracket order, but you can no longer put the bracket in place because you've already entered one leg. Now you can go to your OCO screen, and what you can do is put in the sell side of your order, both in an up market for a profit, so wherever you want to get out for a profit on this trade, and in a down market for a stop. And what this will do is put those two orders in place and get you in position for just walking away from your machine and having the machine take care of the orders. If you have NYSE open book data, you can use this tab, and you'll need to configure it to go to the proper quote source. And in this case, what we want to select is NBK NYSE book. And you can see here that now what we're looking at is just the order flow on the designated market maker. We used to call him the specialist. We can see just the order flow that's on the exchange for this particular stock. This is a very useful way to look at our orders because it shows us exactly what's going on the big board, and this is a really good representation of where price is likely going to move. And then we also have tabs for our live orders, our completed orders, and I've got one here for indices. So live orders and completed orders, that's just going to give you access to what's going on in your account right now. And that's where you make sure at the end of the day that you're down to no positions. And then this page, this indices page, you can modify this. The first thing you have to do is go into the setup on the index and make sure that this says watch list and not symbol chain. Right? If it says symbol chain, just change it to watch list. And then you can go and you can add whatever symbols you'd like to it. So in this case, we can take a quick look at what the broader markets are doing. And then we're also going to be able to drill down and see exactly what some of the sectors that we follow are doing. And that gives us then a good idea of the relationship between the trades that we're in or the trades that we're considering and the sectors that those stocks are actually part of. Now, just quickly, this is volume by price. This is also a histogram of volume by price. This is similar to what TradeStation does in its matrix. You can open this up as far as you want and have a bigger representation of this, but this gives you a little histogram of what's going on with the prices that are currently available. And this window here is providing you a ticker. And this ticker is set up by right-clicking on your market maker and then just clicking on Setup. And you want to go to User Interface Settings. And then I've got it set up to put new lines on top, code the buying and selling red and green, show irregular trades. Those are purple trades. Those are either going to be odd lots or they're going to be coming in from alternative display facilities. And it gives you then a nice consolidated ticker tape so you don't have to have a giant ticker on the screen. In terms of making these available to use on other pages, what you need to do is click on your chart with your right mouse button, then go down to favorites and add this chart to favorites. And you can call this anything that you want. We could just call it DGX if that's what we want to do. And then if we want to create a new chart, we'll just click somewhere else and then click on favorites, chart, and then you can see DGX is there. That creates a new chart, puts it exactly in the same position as the favorite was. So if we move this down, we can see that other chart is still behind there. And as for the tab views, you can do a couple things here. You can save this level 2 screen as a favorite by right-clicking and then saying Favorites, Add to Favorites. And then what that's going to save is this market maker. It's going to save it as a favorite, and whether you put it in a tab or you just have a separate market maker, it'll be available. If you want to save this entire tab view, then what you're going to do is just make the window active, go to Tab View, and say Favorites, Add to Favorites. So that is going to create a favorite of this entire thing, whereas if you are on one of these individual sections and you say Favorites, Add to Favorites, then it's going to be this particular market maker screen that becomes a favorite, not the whole tab view. And then that market maker screen is something you can use anywhere. So for instance, if I do this and say Favorites, New York Open Book, and I click OK, and then we come up here and we say Favorites, and we do market maker, and we use NYOB, then we create a separate market maker window that is free floating and can just be on our workspace separate of a tab view. If you want the multi-quote on top, you just press the F6 button. If you want to get rid of the order entry screen on the bottom, you would just hit F7. F8 toggles the liquidity bar on and off. F5 lets you change the display options, or you can just push F4, or you can right click and then select Setup, and you ought to be good to go. So this is a nice way to represent your market data on 1, 2, 3, even 4 monitors. You can repeat this as often as you want across your desktop. I think this gets you in front of all the different layouts that are useful in getting your trades off quickly and efficiently. And if you'd like to get a copy of this, you can. Just click on the link, and then you'll enter your email address and your name. And what will happen is we'll send you a copy of this tabs.page. That's what it's called. It's a PAG file. And then you just deposit that page into your RealTIck Pages directory. And once it's there, you can open it and you can modify this and play with it and do with it whatever you'd like. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email, adrian@traderinsight.com, and that's a custom RealTIck tabbed page.